throw some polysporin on top.
Whatever
Clean it
works,
right up.
man. So we were talking about super straight, and so I invited the most super straight person that I know.
What's up?
What's up?
Hello.
How you guys?
Mister?
So are you still super straight?
Oh yeah, of course.
Because I didn't know what it was. Cheshire to tell me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the logical conclusion of the other side of that argument.
I didn't think it was a real thing. I did not know this was an actual.
It's a little bit of
controversy.
it is a little bit of hyperbole that basically has been blown out of control. So it's like in Steve's WASP argument, a theist would be like, I don't not believe God exists, right? So it's the same thing. It's just applied to when people are telling you that you have to be attracted to trans people or you have to be attracted to this particular group, people are going to say, well, I'm only attracted to this group. What does that make me? Super straight. So that's what they came up with.
So using Cheshire's usage of this term that I newly discovered, Brass, I'm going to put you as the formidable lead expert on this particular topic.
Yeah, sure.
So, as a super straight person, that means that you will not date a woman who's bisexual? First of all, what's wrong with you? And I mean, that's just silly talk, but that's what it means?
I mean, a super straight person generally is just someone that says like they would. Because here's the thing, like what straight means, at least in the.
Oh my God! Turn your mic down a little bit. You're like pegging me.
Oh,
hissing.
By the way, don't put that in a soundboard. Mr. Brass is pegging Steve.
Oh.
Thanks for saying it again.
Well, basically,
I gave him time. I really gotta pay more attention to this shit.
Well, basically,
What are you not on the board again?
No.
Well,
Sorry.
Basically, what it was is that, at least in the more left-wing community, or at least more with the activists of that community, basically. They've redefined straight to where you could be straight if you date a biological woman or if you're dating a trans woman.
So what does it have to do with dating a bisexual woman?
Well, I mean, all my last girlfriends have been bisexual.
Well, most of them might have too, but that's not super straight then, according to Cheshire.
Yeah, so from my understanding of the term is that if you are super straight, you are only interested in other straight people of that orientation. So you're only interested, you're only interested in the opposite gender who are also heterosexual. So no trans, no fornicating with the other gender, none of that. So a straight man will only be attracted to a straight woman. Right. A straight woman will only be attracted to a straight man.
Which seems odd to me, so, but that's how she describes it.
It doesn't. Well, that's the like. It is supposed to be odd because it's in response to no. You have to be attracted to a trans male or female, or you have to be attracted to somebody who is bi, because otherwise you're a bigot. It's in response to that to say, why should I be?
I get that because you shouldn't have to be attracted to anybody.
It's bigoted to say you must be attracted to XYZ because you are not taking into account.
I love Landon with all my heart. I'm not sexually attracted to him, much to his dismay.
And likewise.
Yeah, I'm not offended. Not offended. Wait a minute. Why aren't you? What the hell's wrong with you? You see my hair? Now I'm a little actually upset.
I'm still That's okay. Don't worry.
You want to cuddle with me? Okay, whatever. You'll drink with me though.
Shut up, Little Spoon.
I am. I want to be Little Spoon. I'm always the Big Spoon. Can I be Little Spoon once?
Nope.
So Mr. Brass, wait. Cheers, I still don't understand. So you will date a bisexual woman, but the normative understanding, from what I understand, of super straight is that a cisgender heterosexual male will not date a bisexual female, which again,
what
weird,
Mr. Brass
but whatever.
is describing to me is just regular straight.
Yeah,
so straight won't date. Period. Right.
Then, well, basically,
bi women are the best. I mean, that's
the meme, like I would say, the meme that came out was like the idea was about it is that. Like what Cheshire says, like people were being called bigots because they said that they wouldn't date a trans person.
Right.
And basically what happened was that says, well, what am I going to call myself, like, if I don't want to date, like, a trans, like, if someone says I don't want to date a trans woman, right? And they would say, well, first they would say you're a bigot because they're real women. And so Super Straight was saying, well, it granted them, they say, all right, we get it. Trans women are women, but, you know, we're Super Straight, meaning we only date biological women, like for men.
Yeah, see, my understanding is that regular straight would be that you're interested in the opposite gender, no matter what their sexuality is, but you're attracted to the opposite gender.
Right.
So that
I'm not super straight according to Brass, but I'm super straight according to you.
No, you wouldn't be super straight at all. No. Yeah, you wouldn't be super straight. So my understanding of the term, the way I saw people using it, and the way I saw like the charts and people were explaining what they were talking about, was in response. It's a responsive slap back. So in saying that, oh no, you have to be attracted to everybody, otherwise you're a bigot, they're saying, well, if you get to be called a lesbian and you get to be called this, but I have to be called bigot, why should I be called a bigot? I'm actually this thing. So they're basically, if this side of the spectrum exists, then this side of the spectrum also has to exist. So I don't know if there's anybody who actually would fall under the heading. The point is that people are arguing for it, that it has to be the case, because it's a pushback on how they feel they're being unfairly treated.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Or unfairly labeled.
But Mr. Atheist, would you put me as super straight?
No.
What happened is that, like, at least from what I understand from the meme, that originally this came out from I think it was like on TikTok or something, where this guy was saying, all right, look, trans women are women. I grant that. But you know, I only want to date biological women. And he says, I'm super straight then, because I don't want to date a trans woman. And
I'm not interested in things that have the same biological
I saw it pushed even further.
Love you, Brass, but I'm never going to date you.
I saw it to include anybody of any kind of sexual orientation. So regular straight, somebody who's interested in only dating women, like biological women, but super straight is set to include anybody who is either bi or, like, they wouldn't be interested in dating a lesbian. They wouldn't be interested. So a woman would not be interested in dating another woman, nor would they be interested in dating a bi male. They would be interested in dating only straight men.
Which would make sense, because there's probably religious people out there that are super straight that will not even date a bi woman, right?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine that.
I think it's really irrelevant at the end of the day when it comes to an actual relationship or an actual.
Irrelevant, but yes.
This is why most of it has to do with the SJW situation, I'm going to call it, as well as like just the straight up argumentations that are happening, and how to kind of navigate that, and what the response is to somebody saying that, well, no, it doesn't matter. I think for most people it wouldn't. If somebody was a man and is a woman, if they pass well enough, I don't think most people give a shit. Yeah. But then you have people who are saying, well, I'm only attracted to this and I'm only attracted to that. And it's like, I mean, yeah, sure, that your sexual orientation should probably be the least interesting thing about you.
Yeah. I mean, a reason why I sort of got into it is that, I mean, funny enough, you said, like, the more, like I was saying too, the more SJW wing of the activist, but I got into it because I seen that side of the argument, like those side, and I also seen some conservatives getting mad about it as well.
No, it's definitely just everybody getting mad.
Yeah. Everybody be pissed off. Everybody just, have their own little,
I mean, because the conservative argument against it was that, oh, you're conceding too much ground to the enemy, and
I don't know what that means.
And that was sort of their argument. And you know me, Steve. Like my whole way of going about things is I say, all right, what's going to piss off the most amount of people in my mannerisms, and I generally go for that.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're a skill troll in that department. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's what I did with the super straight thing, because then I got both conservatives and liberals, more liberals, I would say 80-20, with liberals going after me.
But let me ask you, when you use the term super straight, what did they, in their mind's eye, think you're using it as?
They mostly think, like, I know Shannon Q, she sort of sees it as, oh, you're just being transphobic.
Oh, she straight up was saying if you use this term, you're a bigot, which completely misses the entire point.
Yeah, I don't think that makes much sense.
That's so dumb. Can I just point out?
It's a retort to things, and I don't see it being a bigoted term, but.
Can I actually point out that it's actually a more inclusive reclassification, because it acknowledges that trans people exist, and by reclassifying what we used to call heterosexuality, it's actually saying, okay, yes, trans people exist. Therefore, we should probably reclassify what these people would have been originally into this new thing. Therefore, that way, trans people don't waste their time by trying to date these people. Because you obviously, as a trans person, would not want to date a super straight person. That was the Anthony
Riley thing, though. Remember, she was saying that, not Anthony Riley, what was her name? Not Anthony Riley, the flat earther, the other one. Riley...
Dennis,
thank you. She said that if somebody didn't want to date a trans person, that's just transphobic, and even the trans community spoke out against her and said, no, that makes no sense. That would be like, oh, a gay woman who doesn't want to date a man is, all of a sudden being, bigoted or something. No, I mean, if a woman dates women, then I'm not going to be like, oh, she needs to date men. No, that's just silly.
The argumentation of super straight is about making a point. It's about making an argument. If you're saying that it's okay that you can be attracted to this, this, and this, then it's equally okay to not be attracted to this, this, and this. It has to be. You can't force people to respond to you in a specific way, and that's something that I think a lot of the SJW trans community has an issue with. They want to present a certain way, and they're upset that people do not react to them the way they want to be reacted to. But you don't get to decide how people react to you, despite no matter how you present yourself, because it's a social situation. It is a social contract. You can't dictate how people respond to your presentation. The only thing you can decide on is how you decide to present yourself.
Yeah.
That does not mean anybody has to, they shouldn't treat you poorly. You should still have rights. You should still be allowed to do the same things that everybody else is allowed to do, but you do not get to dictate whether or not people accept you or view you in a certain way. All you can control is how you present yourself.
Yeah, how people accept you is different.
Right. And so what trans activism on the SJW, again, this does not apply to all trans people. Some people have
largely
a little bit better figured out. This is specifically like the keyboard warrior SJW. It's not even necessarily trans. Yeah, it's not even necessarily trans people doing this. A lot of this is not trans people doing this.
It's a lot of fringe stuff.
Or trans people, which is why we're running into these problems. Exactly what Landon and I were saying earlier. You've got people who are getting offended for these people and causing more of a problem. Because
that's pretty typical nowadays, though, isn't it?
People, right. So when you decide you want to present as a woman and you're a man, and this is why they call it passing and not passing. If you do not pass well enough as a female and people don't react to you the way you want, I start to question, what were you expecting? Well, if you're a man and you want to be treated as a woman, how do you think women are treated?
Yeah, real quick, Brez. Mr. Sirius had asked, can you reach super straight too? Yes, it's called dating yourself, because nobody else wants to. That's how straight as you
fuck yourself.
When you reach level 2.0, man, you're on your own. But that's fine. But if I did myself, does that make me gay? I'm curious. Maybe
only if you identify as yourself. Right? It's the identity rule.
Oh.
Well, I mean, Steve, how can you date yourself if you don't exist?
That's true. But if I identify myself, okay, if I identify as Mr. Brass and I date myself, am I gay?
Dude, so according to the identity rule, you can always date yourself. But the question is, do you give consent by necessity?
Like if you bring up a really old movie and you date yourself,
consent is already there.
When you bring up a radio drama and the talkies, is that how you date yourself?
Oh, you guys are confusing me. By the way, I do want to put a shout out to Original Nielsen. She's this high.
It's funny in the community because why'd you
get in here, Original Nielsen?
There's a good point, that was made. Of course, this is not all trans people. In fact, most of the trans activists I know are not actually trans people themselves. So
the thing is that you have a situation where the SJW community is made up of people that are professionally offended for other people. It's this hero complex. That's why you notice that a lot of them tend to have that really incel vibe. That really, really seem kind of like you're an incel, and it's that hero complex. It's that I'm the hero of these people, and they will accept me, and they will accept me as their savior because I'm such a good person. Yay me! It's self-serving. You're not actually helping the trans community. You're just telling that you're speaking for them instead of supporting. You're attacking other people instead of supporting people because those two things are not the same thing. But I think Rez has been trying to jump in with a point, so I kind of want to let him.
Yeah,
finish what he's trying to say.
It's been sort of not skipped over, but sort of skimmed over. I just want to hammer this point home. It is as bigoted and stupid and wrong to tell someone they must be attracted to XYZ as it was for people, for whatever reason, to tell people like homosexuals and bisexuals that they should not be attracted to the same sex. It is as bigoted, as wrong, and as stupid.
Yeah, no, look,
they are the same thing.
The rule of thumb is this.
Point.
Nobody should tell anybody else what they should or should not be attracted to. It's
and
not
there
possible.
You go. That's
not complicated. It's pretty
or
damn
even
simple.
Better, don't ask people who they're attracted to because it's none of your fucking business.
Exactly.
Mind your own fucking beeswax.
But Mikey, you know what I like. Oh wait.
And that's the point of the argument, right? It puts out the point of, so you don't like it when other people tell you you can and cannot be attracted to somebody. Right. And so if I say I am or am not attracted to this thing, you're now dictating to me what I can and cannot be attracted to.
Right. They're saying it's wrong. There's some kind of moral fact of the matter to be had. You're just wrong for not being attracted to a certain thing.
Well, it's the same thing as people dictating to Steve whether or not he's an atheist and saying that, no, you are an atheist and I'm identifying you this way. Meanwhile, half of the new atheism plus TM is saying, well, you can't tell people what they should identify as, but they're perfectly fine to identify an agnostic as an atheist and tell that the agnostic they're not allowed to identify that way. Right. It's the same kind of hypocrisy.
Yeah. It's very much so. I just always think it's a stupid thing. We have to really have these sort of, I found it was sort of like a good meme, and I sort of like me. I'm the trollish sort of guy. My rule of thumb is if I can find something that both liberals and conservatives are going to rag me with,
jackpot.
That gives me encouragement to go after it.
The thing is at the end of the day, it is an argument to point out that hypocrisy. It is an argument to point out that the ridiculousness of a lot of this SJW keyboard warrior situation. So again, this isn't an argument against trans people. It's not at all, and it's not an argument against people's sexuality. It's an argument about identity politics and how they're absurd, and you shouldn't tell people what they can and cannot do as long as they are, or how they can and cannot identify, as long as they're not harming anybody.
That's my view. I mean, that's exactly my view. I mean,
if the SJW community was consistent, then what they would say is, yes, of course, if you identify that way, then good on you. I applaud you for being able to do that thing. But they don't. Because
my preferences are not contingent upon how somebody identifies at all.
Yeah, and it really
shouldn't. I mean, if Mikey told me he identifies as, Winona Ryder, I'm not going to want to date him. I mean, it's just be nice every kid, but I mean, I just don't. Whatever you
I didn't know you had that
Winona
Ryder syndrome there.
I like Winona. Yeah, Winona is pretty hot. Well, we already did the Scarlett Johansson and the Rihanna thing, so I needed to add a little new mixture to the mixture.
I don't know why I have to be the target of your attacks.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Catherine Zeta. Not really. She's actually a little bit insane for me, and that's saying something.
What? What is she insane about?
She had like blood around her neck, and
well, that's me on a Friday.
That's true.
It was a movie, Steve. It was a movie.
When she was dating, what's his name? Wasn't it Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Catherine Zeta-Jones is hot. Fuck off.
Well, I'm not saying she's not. I mean,
you have to be sexually attracted to Catherine Zeta-Jones. I'm telling you, it has to be the case.
Damn it!
You're not
I'm a terrible cisgender heterosexual white male. I suck at it.
Man. I'm very glad that I spend very little time on Twitter because this all sounds frustrating. Props to y'all for fighting.
I don't know how we do it. I mean, it takes a lot. It's a lot of energy expenditure.
The quote unquote good fight, but it's gonna be a cold day in fucking hell. It's not a good fight. It's ridiculous about anyone's opinion on Twitter. Show me the fucking golden retriever trying to pick up 2 tennis balls instead of 1. Like, show me that and get off my fucking feet.
Because I don't need your nobody cares.
You know. Well, just Steve.
Hang on.
Well, just remember, when Steve first went on to Twitter, his hair was black.
That's true. Yeah. Time will age you. Christina.
Hi.
It has been so long.
I know, right? It's been so long.
Where have you been?
I don't know. Just living life.
Not on Twitter.
Yeah, basically.
She knows why after listening to this shit, right?
No, I'm just trying to get my life in gear, do more art, that kind of stuff.
Well, good for you. At least you're doing something productive.
Yeah, trying to.
We're not.
We're just hanging out on Twitter.
We're hanging out at 6 o'clock on a freaking Thursday night having cracking.
Oh, man.
You want some
I'm
crack?
driving up a hill.
I got crack.
I removed Twitter from my phone.
It really is.
I got so frustrated with too many people.
I was going Angelina Jolie. I'm sorry.
What was like basically apologetics about men being creepy and inappropriate, and then it was like, oh well, maybe he didn't. Oh well, what if it was this? Oh what if it was that? And I was like, this. You have so incredibly missed the point that I cannot, like, this is such obfuscation and so far into apologetics for this man being a creepo that I can't handle it. So I had to delete Twitter off my phone and take a break.
I don't blame you, man.
Yeah.
I don't blame
I was just like, no, I'm out.
I do want to correct it.
I saw that thread.
I do want to correct it. I was thinking of Angelina Jolie, my mistake, which was the blood of Billy Bob Thornton. Catherine Zeta was married to Michael Douglas, right? I don't find her all that great, to be honest with you. Don't get me wrong. I mean, she's.
I don't find Michael
not
Douglas
attractive, but
have you even seen The Mask of Zorro?
Yeah. She's okay in it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. No, I mean.
Have you even seen The Phantom?
She's no Selma Hayek, okay?
Of the opera?
That's true.
Yeah, Selma
Hayek.
Or who's the other one? Who's the other one? Who's Selma Hayek's doppelganger? Just as freaking amazing. What was it? Penelope Cruz.
Oh no, I'm not.
No, not really.
I like Catherine Zeta-Jones either way. She's better. 10 out of 10.
I tell you what. Here, you know what? To be the magnanimous guy I am, I will give you Catherine Zeta-Jones for Selma Hayek. I think that's fair. It's an equitable trade.
That's right.
Wait, do they know this? Because we need to make them aware of this somehow.
I'll
Does she travel? I got to go to her? How does it work?
I already sent her the link.
Thank you. Mikey, you know what? This is why I like Mikey. He's got my back.
What do you think would happen is if when we were talking about stuff like this, we legitimately just sent a link out on Twitter to them?
Well, first of all, here's the reality.
I'd blow up my computer.
If any one of my crushes actually did appear, I would actually be a lot more introverted than you would think.
To be fair, he does freak out a little bit if my sister comes by.
I do. And this is off air, too. I mean, so it's not like I'm playing. Her sister makes me kind of tongue-tied. Yeah.
I didn't even know Chess had a sister.
Oh, you missing out.
She's so cute.
Oh, God, she's amazing.
She's a rat gynecologist.
That's what chess. That's what chess.
Oh, I was going to say, is that a thing?
Scare people. She scares people off the fence. That's what you know. He's been dealing with this for so long. She's like,
she's a critical gender feminist studies student.
She does artificial inseminations for cows. You still want to meet her? Well, all of her toes are crooked. You still want to meet her?
She got gloves.
That was actually one of the first things she ever said when she came onto one of the hangouts was that she was a rat gynecologist, which was really funny because Astronomy Live was there and Red's Rhetoric was there, and Red's was like, "Wait, you too?" And then Astronomy Live was like, "What?" Because she just said that off the cuff.
She is really adorable. I mean, there's just no question about it. I mean, I just like that whole piercing goth. She's not goth, but I mean, just the alternate type look. Kimomaki has claimed Penelope Cruz. We'll get Kimomaki because
That's
we love
fine.
you. You get Penelope.
What's the name of the girl from CSI who's always in the lab?
From CSI or DSI?
NCIS?
CSI.
NCIS. You're talking about
that girl. Is that your sister? She's just got like tons of piercings.
She's really cute. All those tattoos aren't real.
Tons of piercings and a lab coat.
Yeah, like
combat boots.
Yeah. But still, those tattoos aren't real. You know that, right?
Mm.
I got to get more tattoos.
Nobody. Can we bet on Selma Hayek at least?
Whenever I hear Selma Hayek, because I'm always in that sort of political community, I always think of the economist F.H. Hayek, I think his name was.
No clue.
But I mean, I actually do like Selma Hayek too. Like the work.
Yeah, the work.
The work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what these crazy kids are calling it these days?
Yeah.
Yep.
I like that.
And by the way, her name is Paula Perret. I think Abby from CSI is Paula Perret. She cute.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll still take Jerry Ryan over all of them. If you ever get
Jerry Ryan.
Back off, woman. Back off.
Who's the guy?
You've got your own, okay? Leave something for the rest of us.
Jerry Ryan has not fucking aged either.
Right? She looks better now than she ever did, man. I mean, it's like, holy shit.
I have like a 3
I'm
to 5
calling
step.
Tom Ellis. Do I get to make I want Tom Ellis.
Oh,
there's literally like 3 to 5 steps from Jerry. What's her name?
Jerry Ryan.
Jerry Maguire?
Ryan. Jerry Ryan.
Oh, I love Jerry Ryan. Yes.
There's a few steps between her and the reason why we had President Trump.
What?
I know that.
I
story.
don't get that.
Don't disillusion me.
So
Tom Ellis, please, thank you.
So follow the cork board with the push pins and the photos with the red string.
Why you gotta go politics? We're talking about
no. This is just chill out. Chill.
I'd rather talk about Trisha
I wasn't gonna lead you astray. But dig this.
You're going from Trisha Helfer to politics. Okay, great.
No, she was married to Paul Ryan.
We know this.
Who bowed out of the election because of some stuff between them. She divorced him. He lost. Obama won. Obama was the president for 8 years. The white people were a little upset, I guess, about that and decided to vote for a Cheeto instead of a person. And that is why we had Trump from the backlash.
So the real question is...
So she would have stayed with her husband, even though he cheated. Then he might have won his election, and then we would have never had Barack Obama, and then we would have never had
Mikey, the real question
as a response.
Does Trisha Helfer...
Are you blaming a woman for
Yes. Well, there's always a woman to blame.
Because they divorced their cheating husband?
Haven't you heard of Jimmy Buffett? A woman is always
She's indirectly responsible.
Mikey.
It's the butterfly effect. He
Mikey.
flapped his wings, and she moved away, and that spiraled us into this chaotic universe that we're in now.
Trisha Helfer in Battlestar Galactica or in Lucifer?
Didn't watch either one.
BSG.
What the hell's wrong with you?
I'm very busy,
dude. You're not right.
Fuck Lucifer.
Tom Ellis.
She's better at Lucifer than she was in Battlestar Galactica.
Tom Ellis.
Nah, get fucked.
You guys don't appreciate a woman that has been finely aged over time. It's like a wine. Landon gets it. He's a sommelier.
Yeah. I've been drinking whiskey, so it's
I'm
drinking rum and coke.
Yeah, this is not wine, but this hasn't been finely aged. But
that's okay. I'll go down. I'm going to go down soon and make dinner and have some good wine. So
you do your thing, man. How long do they age this? It doesn't say it's aged, so it's probably not.
6 weeks.
No, it's like an off the shelf rum.
Ingredients: Thunderbird, Mad Dog,
Mad Dog 2020. Oh no!
I think Mad Dog over Thunderbird.
It looks like this is a Biff 1986.
Why did I not restart?
Keanu Reeves was good in Constantine.
I heard they're bringing him back.
Keanu Reeves is good. Period. End of sentence.
He actually really does strike me as a nice guy.
Yeah.
Have you ever? There's an entire subreddit called Keanu Reeves being awesome.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure like him and Tom Cruise are like the only two nice guys in Hollywood.
Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise?
What?
Yeah. Like I hear nothing but good
guys,
things
he doesn't
about
know.
like.
Really?
He doesn't know, guys. He doesn't
How
know.
can you not know?
Really?
How can you not know?
Yeah, he's.
If he's done some shady shit, I've actually not heard. No.
Wow.
I don't follow that closely, to be honest.
I got bad news for you, guy. Maybe Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is the one.
That.
Tom
Keanu
Hanks
Reeves
is a nice guy, not
nice
Tom Cruise. I
think
you got it confused. Tom Hanks is a nice one.
Are you talking about Mission Impossible or Toy Story?
Yeah. And by the way,
I thought for a second there I was like, oh wait, no, Tom Hanks had some shady. No, wait, that's Woody Allen. Never mind.
By the way, to Mike Ortez, he asked, "What about Amanda Holden?" I didn't know what the hell Amanda's talent. I mean, she was on X Factor, Simon Cowell's show, The Voice. No, not The Voice. The other one, American
Idol.
American Idol. That's it. I don't know who the hell she was. I've never heard of before.
Dolly Parton is probably one of the nicest women on the planet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She always wore these very low-cut outfits on American Idol and got in trouble for it. But damn, she could.
She's a Southern girl. That's her thing.
She's Southern, yeah. But I didn't know why she was famous. I didn't care, to be honest with you. But I didn't know who she was until a few years ago, to be honest with you.
America's sweetheart will always be Laura Bailey.
Laura Bailey, what is she from?
Oh, Laura Bailey is such a sweet.
My favorite is Marisha Ray.
Look this shit up. Laura, is that?
Marisha's great. Laura Bailey. She's a voice actress.
She's
Cree
like
Summer.
in every fucking video game by Blizzard ever.
Oh, she played Summer in Firefly.
What? That's Summer Glau.
Oh, that's Summer Glau.
Yeah, that's...
God damn it. I love Summer Glau. She's, oh my God.
How did you not know that off by heart?
Oh, okay. Well, where's Laura Bailey from?
I'm glad nobody took my answer of Betty White.
She is in Last of Us. Betty White is amazing.
I'll give you a hint. She was fucking, oh no, shit. Fucking characters left my fucking brain. Oh no, shit.
Turn it off and turn it back on again.
Reset. Did you try turning it on? Yeah, did you try powering it back up?
Uh-oh.
Do a reboot.
Reset your dims. We see them. Oh,
she's
from,
Ellie
she played Jaina Proudmoore, World of Warcraft.
Yes, I just looked it up.
Yeah.
Oh.
She
has a sexy voice.
She's like, I think she's second for like the amount of fucking video games she's voiced in. Like the only person that's beaten her is Jennifer Hale.
Was she? Wait, was that
Cree Summer?
Was that Portal?
Cree Summer.
Who did the voice of Portal?
Cree Summer.
The voice of Portal? You mean GLaDOS?
GLaDOS, yeah. The singer.
Not sure.
Yeah, that's a trained opera singer. Did that?
Yeah, she's an opera singer.
Yeah, no, that's not Jennifer Hale.
Do you guys know Cheshire's secret talent? She can actually do GLaDOS. Like really.
Oh, really? Do it.
My God, I've done it a few times. You really?
Not for Christine. You haven't.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, I mean, you could Ellen McLean. Ellen McLean is the voice.
I actually myself, I got to do a voice in a cartoon.
All right, let's do this because we don't have a lot of people watching. If you're in the live chat and you want to hear Cheshire do GLaDOS voice in a very sexy GLaDOS voice, dedicated to Christina, Don't do anything.
Yep.
Just don't do anything. There you go. They're doing nothing.
The masses have spoken.
You got to do the will of the people, man. That's an internet fact.
Do it for the Vine.
Do it for the Vine. Vine doesn't even exist anymore.
What happened to Vine?
Oh, that's right. It doesn't.
I liked Vine.
Yeah.
Me too.
Wait, did TikTok die? I can't remember.
Not yet.
No,
It's
not
still very viral.
I mean, I
never
considered
used
it
any of
dead
these
once
programs.
nurses started dancing on it.
I think all they need to do is just wait for like the senators and Congress people to start making TikTok dances, and then the kids won't want to have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Like Twitter had to have a resurgence because every single business CEO had a Twitter. Like, hi guys, what is up, my G? And it's like, oh Lord,
I did not have a Twitter account, so.
Unfortunately,
Hello,
Facebook
kid.
isn't going anywhere.
All right. So everybody gotta be quiet.
Come on.
Muted.
That's fine.
That's it. That's all you get.
Do you want me to do like a song, or do you want me to just do the voice?
The voice, yeah. Oh, we got a challenge here. Mike Ortiz says, I bet she doesn't sound anything like GLaDOS. Well, you're going to be severely disappointed. Because I don't stroke her, trust me, but
you're going to take that, Jess?
You're going to take that line down? You're going to take that line down?
I don't think GLaDOS lies down.
She's not a real person. She's an AI.
She hangs up.
She does hang out. She hangs out. Her actual design is a upside down bondaged woman, like this way.
What?
Wait, this is a bad thing? Wait,
not even gonna ask why you know this.
That's like the downstairs of Mr. Brass's apartment.
No, that's what the design is based off.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you gonna do your voice?
Well,
yeah, I mean,
I'm
How
waiting.
have you been? I've been really busy. Oh, hello. It's you. There's such like a pop on her.
I actually agree with.
The easiest way to explain is speedy thing goes in, speedy thing comes out.
The best part of Portal is when they're in the elevator together. That was the funniest dialogue. That was brilliant. I mean, masterful.
Potato GLaDOS is
Potato
pretty
GLaDOS.
great.
Yeah.
Potato
GLaDOS.
I
I'm
remember.
stuck in a potato.
I think Mike Ortiz has you beat, Chesh, for who's hotter, Ava Green.
About
I will
what?
agree
As
with
opposed
that.
to who?
She's hotter than Catherine Zeta-Jones.
I can't remember people by their name. Hang on.
Ava Green was in Casino Royale with Daniel Craig.
Mrs. Famine.
Oh, yeah.
Catherine Zeta-Jones. I prefer
No, yeah, me
Catherine.
too. I prefer Catherine Zeta-Jones.
I would pass on both, to be honest with you. I'm picky.
What is wrong with you?
I'm picky.
I would go with Mrs. Famine. Yeah, that's my choice.
I have a very specific type. Jamie Russell, $2. A plus. Hey.
Remember what was funny is that I found out one of my friends, he did cartoons, and I asked him like if I could do a voice for his show, and he asked me if I could do any cartoon voices, and I said, yeah, I can do Scooby-Doo, Yoda, that sort of thing.
Hey, Mr. Brass, I'm going to take away your troll card because I said I have a very specific type, and you should have said in response, yes, breathing, and you missed out on that opportunity. -1 troll points.
Damn.
I like how Chesh's just sitting there singing to herself, muted.
She gets into this shit. Yeah.
I used to be able to do the cheerleader.
I got the Portal 2 song pulled up.
Do that in a minute. I used to be able to do the cheerleader Brittany from Daria.
No.
From what?
Yeah, have you ever watched Daria?
No.
Daria?
The old cartoon?
Yeah,
on MTV, Beavis and Butthead's friend.
I used to watch it growing up.
Daria.
That was the girl also on Beavis and Butthead, I remember.
I think it's the accent that Steve's not picking it. Awesome accent. Whatever. So what? Your accent's cool. Doesn't make you better than me. Stop bragging about it. I'm not insecure. You're insecure. Oh, come on. I'm driving like shit.
Are you still playing driving games?
Yeah. I'm mostly just taking that.
Wait, that's a Zelda game when you're driving?
Oh yeah, this is Zelda Breath of the Wind too.
Times have changed. Did Link get an upgrade?
This is Zelda GTA.
Yeah, he's got a 240SX.
Does he go around beating up prostitutes?
This is the new Horizon game.
You gotta go tag things?
So behind the times.
You right?
No, it's April Fool's, guys.
Oh yeah, it wasn't a 240SX.
It was
a
for me
180SX. Yeah, my bad.
You can't get a motorcycle.
Yesterday.
Yeah, that's yesterday.
Some people are foolish in the future, and somewhere in the past.
You can get a motorcycle that's in the DLC if you wanted it.
I did get fooled by an April Fool's joke because some asshole decided to he's like, hey man, I have a link. This guy has a shipment of graphics cards. Here's the link, and I clicked it, and I got rickrolled, and I feel really bad about myself. I should have known that was not. There's no way they found more of those graphics cards.
You'd think at this point you would probably have the URL memorized.
Phoebe Cates from Fast Time. Wasn't Phoebe Cates like 17 when she did that? It's a little weird.
What's up, kitty?
How did they get away with that, by the way?
What?
When Phoebe Cates in Fast Times, I think she was 17 when she did that.
That was so wrong. But so right.
I don't know how. I don't know how. I don't know how times have changed. I don't got weird.
So Steve, there's this thing called the patriarchy.
Yeah. By the way, Josiah Hansen had to remind me. Steve McRae, 2021, 401 at 2:00 p.m. I'm not doing any more 5-hour live streams.
You should know by now that every time Steve says he's not going to do something at the beginning of the stream, that's exactly what's going to end up happening. He's like, we're going to have a short stream today.
It's my outlet of lying, so I've got to at least have some, deception in my life.
Like, Steve was, ready to start winding down the stream, ages ago. And then he started talking about, he started talking about huntsman spiders, and then I jumped in, and then everything extended from there. When you said you were about to wind
down, and then he gets louder. I was like, if you're going to be winding down soon, play this. And he's like, I'm not winding down. What are you talking about?
Wait.
When he said he was winding...
Wait, quiet. Everybody, listen to the outside for a second. Ready for this? Tell me the outside if you can hear this. You guys won't hear it in internal, but the outside. Ready?
Cheshire does a better voice than I do. Please become a member of our channels.
Wait for it. Can you guys hear that on the outside?
Can't hear it on the inside.
It's not there yet. I heard it. I heard it.
Have you ever seen that GLaDOS voice generator?
That's funny. I like that. I should actually take off, though. I got some stuff I gotta get done.
I'm not ready to yet.
I mean, that's fine. Tell you what, Steve.
Critical Role. Shit.
Make a character for me.
Make a character for you for what?
Make a character. Make a 5th edition character.
Don't you just roll it as you start?
You can if you're a weirdo. Normally people pick out their stuff.
So
why would you want?
Well, how would you roll your stats?
Well, you roll your stats,
not the character.
Oh, so you just make up your character parameters and then roll the stats for them when you get to the DM?
Yeah, or you pick your stats and use point by.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, there's different ways you can get that, but
you can also use digital dice.
So you want me to create a character with a personage and all that kind of shit?
Yeah, make.
You want me to tell you you want to tell me? When I used to play D&D in high school, there was 3 characters I used to play. You want to know what they were?
There was only 3 of them out back then.
It was a basic edition. Fuck off. the whole Gary Gygax had 3 fucking modules, man. They didn't invent the dodecahedron die until long after.
They had to flip coins for everything.
Exactly.
Back in my day, we had Wizard, Barbarian, and Rogue.
Back in my day, we only had a 4-sided dice.
Yeah.
And I'm so old, I remember when we had the one-sided dice.
I had a ranger named Straightwind, who I later named a paladin after in World of Warcraft. I had a fighter named Jaeger, and I had a magician, mage, named Marcus. Those are my characters. The things you don't know about me.
Okay, so here's what we do. Steve, remake your characters from 1st edition and 5th edition.
Do you understand the difference between 1st edition and 5th edition? I don't
think they're like dimensions apart.
That's what makes it fun. See what you can do to get as close as you can to your characters from 1st edition and 5th edition.
I'm pretty sure
30 level mage back there was God mode.
That pathetic anymore.
I mean, to be fair,
Mikey, what's the highest level you have in your campaign right now?
Beefed up.
We are very early, so we're all level 4.
Okay, what's the highest level you expect to be at the end of the campaign?
I have no idea because I have no idea how long.
Because a 30 level mage is pretty fucking amazing.
30 is a long campaign. That's like years.
Well, especially it wasn't sitting.
5th edition doesn't even go up to level 30 right now.
I think it's 25.
It's 20.
20 still.
As long as you don't do freaking like magical components and shit. Well, I understand magical components like expensive shit, like diamonds and shit like that. But
what are you talking? Shit. Like you don't want to use components because you're like,
I have Wolfsbane. God damn it! I got 3 copper for Wolfsbane. Fuck off.
I think there's something to be said that it does kind of
for it.
It does kind of breaks the fun of the game when it's like, all right, now I'm gonna catch how many rubies do you have in your left back pocket? It's like, dude, shut up! I have 10,000 gold. I can get rubies. I owe you some rubies.
But Cheshire, was you either told me that the rule of thumb should be this: if it's a non-expendable component, then you just assume you have it. But if it's something that gets used up.
Steve, you need to learn about 5th edition. 5th edition has spells.
I'm old. Stop it.
I'm trying to explain to you. 5th edition has spell implements.
Teach me about TikTok next time.
So if
she's trying to womansplain.
You have something called a spell casting focus, and so if you have your focus, you can cast through that without needing components.
Well, that's just the same as saying that if it doesn't.
You don't need components, so the only thing you need is something that's either consumed or has a monetary value that is consumed.
Which makes sense. Like diamonds.
Which is what you're asking
like
for.
a resurrection, you need like a diamond thing.
Right.
Well, that's a high level fucking spell. It's not fucking.
I was a 30th level mage. Well, the mage couldn't do it, but whatever. Clerics can.
You want to know how?
I used to have the Fiend Folio and the Player's Manual and the DM Guide, the original editions, and I had that shit fucking memorized back in the day.
Oh, Chesh, do you have the one I bought for you there?
You know, nukes can absorb a lot of information, so I just like
which one is it?
That shit. Carry-on crawler.
I haven't actually seen it, so.
You got me wild mount, right?
Yep. Oh, nice. Very good.
Got some cool shit in it. Let me see here because there was Revivify, which is only 3rd level. So you touch a creature that has died within the last minute. So this is a fast one, but it consumes. Components are verbal, semantic, and material, and it consumes a diamond worth 300 gold pieces.
That's Revivify at level 3, right?
Level 3, yep. If you want Resurrection, Resurrection is 7th level. It takes an hour to cast, and the components are verbal, semantic, and material, and it costs a diamond worth at least 1,000 gold pieces, which the spell consumes. You can only touch a dead creature that has been dead no more than a century. That didn't die.
What's the one where it's not like Resurrection? They don't come back completely the same. Restoration, or it's a necromancer type.
Raised zombie.
Yeah, well, not quite a zombie either, but
raised dead.
Is a raised dead where you're not quite the same as you when you left.
Raised dead is in between the Revivify and the Resurrection.
There's Reincarnate.
Is it reincarnate? Where you
that's different.
Reincarnate is a 5th level transmutation. It takes an hour to cast. It's verbal, semantic, and material. It costs rare oils and just stuff that's worth 1,000 gold.
Character for Landon. He'd be like a grand wizard.
You touch a dead humanoid or piece of a dead humanoid, provided that the creature has been dead no longer than 10 days. The spell forms a new adult body for it, and then calls the soul to enter that body. If the target's soul isn't free or willing to do so, the spell fails. The magic fashions a new body for the creature to inhabit, which likely causes the creature's race to change. The DM rolls a d100 and consults the following table to determine what form the creature takes when restored to life, or the DM chooses a
form of Landon Knoll.
The creature recalls its former life and experiences.
That's how you get multiple of me.
Abilities it had in its original form, except it changes its original race to the new one and changes its racial traits accordingly.
I want to hear Landon play. I want to hear him talk about how he's going to climb up the wall and use a rope to go over to the chest and disarm the trap and cast a detective magic spell.
I'd love to see Landon try and use high level math to try and get out of any situation.
Well, I triangulate the vertexes of the dungeon from the.
Oh, come on!
According to this fractal equation, I'm pretty sure I can sharpshooter headshot this guy.
I have 1st and 2nd edition books right over there. So
yeah, no, it's whereas it's critical. Fuck off.
So all it would take is for Landon to be like, oh, I'm sorry, DM, where's the sun at? Perfect. And then you just see a dry grin.
No, because then you get into the fun stuff and you say, which sun?
It's like, just what's the angle of the sun coming through the window?
Tatooine.
Yep.
Right over there.
Raise Dead is a 5th level necromancy spell. It also takes an hour to cast, and it's a diamond worth 500 gold pieces. You return a dead creature to you touch to life, provided that it has been dead no longer than 10 days. If the creature's soul is both willing and at liberty to rejoin the body, the creature returns to life with 1 hit point. The spell also neutralizes any poisons and cures non-magical disease that affected the creature at the time it died. This spell doesn't, however, remove magical diseases, curses, or similar effects. If these aren't first removed prior to casting the spell, they take effect when the creature returns to life. If the spell can't return an undead creature, the spell can't return an undead creature to life. This spell closes all mortal wounds, but it doesn't restore missing body parts. If the creature is lacking body parts or organs integral to survival, its head for instance, the spell automatically fails. The coming back from the dead is an ordeal. The target takes a -4 penalty to all attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks. Every time the target finishes a long rest, the penalty is reduced by 1 until it disappears. So the fun thing about that is you can use that to somebody who's been pulled apart, because all you have to do is cast essentially any kind of mending or a restoration, because dead people aren't considered creatures anymore. They're considered objects. Yeah. So you can essentially, or one of the ways to save somebody is to petrify them, because depending on your DM, petrification will halt any kind of 10-day time limit. Yeah.
What about sweet or gentle repose?
Yeah, I was gonna say gentle repose should do that as well.
Yeah, you can, but you have to keep casting gentle repose.
Yeah, that's every day.
You only have to get petrification once.
No.
And then you
Would you technically have to petrify each body part individually, though?
Well, what you can do is Yeah, you would, unless they were petrified and then they break.
Oh no!
You can use sovereign glue and put them back together. You wouldn't even need to use sovereign glue. You just use regular glue. You just use restoration.
I just use staples.
Isn't that what Sam Riegel did? He used sovereign glue, didn't he?
Oh, probably. Sovereign glue is funny and fun, but it's not really that big of a deal. It's one of the more boring magic items.
I have to pick out my new spells.
It's just magic super glue.
Now I gotta create a fucking tune.
Oh, Puck. Are you grumping?
Was that Puck?
You grumping?
I was like,
That's his growl, is he?
He wants
You sound like a Balrog.
It's like a Balrog.
That's funny.
Yeah, I want to play D&D now.
See?
I've never played it.
D&D now. Everybody loves D&D. D&D is great. 10 out of 10
would
would
D&D.
D&D.
I've played, man. I mean, seriously.
I know. I want to play it, but I just never gotten around to playing it. Which is funny because I know so many nerds. It's so weird.
If you want to learn the basics, watch my show because I'm playing for the very first time, and they have to explain a lot of stuff to me.
I wonder if I a text-based game on Discord. That might be worthwhile.
Yeah, that'd be fun. You'd have to bear with me because I'm new. I mean, I love board games. I played so many board games, but I've never played that kind of game.
A text-based game means that you don't really have to have everybody in the same room at the same time to play. Everybody just answers when they get a chance to answer.
All right.
That's fun.
I'm going to head off. So thanks for having me, Steve.
Probably not time to wrap it up.
Steve is disappointed now because he's not playing D&D.
I know. Seriously, I wanted to fireball something, man.
Good night, all.
I mean,
good night, Mikey.
Totally fireball is a third level
yeah, but
spell.
it multiplies as you get higher level, so it could be very potent.
No, it's not about that. It's powerful. It is overpowered for the level you get it. The only reason you still get it at that level is because wizards get fireball at what? I think it's a third level evocation spell, which means you get it at level 5. And the reason you get it at level 5 is because wizards have always gotten it at level 5, but it is overpowered.
It was like level 3 at one time.
Let me double check. It might be.
Well, there's different versions of fireball. There's enhanced fireball, multiple fireballs, spread fireball. I don't know. There's fireballs.
Yeah, there's. Hold on. Let me just pull it up because there's like burning hands and stuff like that.
Well, burning hands was. Yeah, I remember burning hands.
Scorching ray.
Burning hands was like a first level spell.
Oh my goodness.
Hey you.
Hey, who's this?
Hey. This is Helios.
Helios, ¿cómo estás?
Hey, Helios.
Mm-hmm. I saw you guys talking about D&D, so I'm like, oh, I gotta get in on this stuff.
All you heard was burning hands.
Flame blade, firestorm, fire shield, fire bolt, fireball. Third level evocation. So if it's a third level evocation, then wizards get it at.
Yeah, I thought something was a third level for the standard.
Well, it's a third level evocation, which I think means they get it at level 5. Oh. The third level evocations, they.
It's 1d6 for his fireball, isn't it?
Third level.
By the way, never believe me when I say I'm not doing any 5-hour streams. It's just April Fool's.
Yeah, it just happens. They somehow time dilates and you are on for a while.
Yeah, you get it at level 5.
My caffeine corner lasts 2 hours, but it seems like 20 minutes.
It's a third level. It's a third level evocation that you get at level 5, and it's that a target takes 8d6 fire damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Hey, you're talking about fireball.
When you cast this spell using spell slots of 4th level or higher, the damage increases by 1d6 for each spell slot above 3rd. Fireball is OP. You're casting that shit at level 3.
Yeah, it's OP.
8d6 at level 3. Or sorry, at level 5.
Hey, don't underestimate shit like Magic Missile at higher levels, man.
Magic Missile is fun at higher levels. Finger of Death is fun though too.
Magic Missile is fun because like
you gotta hit
you fight someone who's like, I have 10,000 armor and all of that, and you're like, Magic Missile, I don't care.
I miss D&D. God, that was such a good fun game. But I like the simple versions. The complex shit makes me scared.
I mean, 5th edition is one of the nice things about 5th edition is that it's not as complicated as 3.5 got after so many years, and it's not as I'm going to hold your hand and basically play cards with you as 4th edition was.
So when is 6th edition out?
Probably not for a couple of years. They're going to probably do. I would assume that they're going to do an expansion to level 3 or to level 30 before they would bring out 6th edition. That would be my guess, but what do I know? I don't work for Wizards. I do art.
Yeah. And Gary Gygax has been dead for over a decade, so.
It would be cool to do art for Wizards, though. That'd be neato. I could probably do something pretty cool that could go in one of those books.
I think it could. Yes, given I've seen the work you've done, so I would think it would work.
Christina, what character would you type? Would you be a ranger or fighter, magic user? What would you play?
Does Christina know what the options are?
Doesn't matter. Just...
See, exactly. You gotta dial it back. I don't even know what
okay, so
characters do. I mean, I know the archetypes and stories and stuff, but I don't know in the game or the context of the game.
Okay, first you got to decide whether you're going to be a melee or you're going to be a caster or a healer. Those are your big kind of threes.
Probably a caster.
Or a tank, maybe. A caster. So
okay. I'll list them off. They're pretty self-explanatory. Your options are Barbarian, Bard, Cleric, Druid, Fighter, Monk, Paladin, Ranger, Rogue, Sorcerer, Warlock, or Wizard. And that's just the base book. That doesn't include any expansions. But I think
go for Wizard. Since you said...
And they're hybrids. They're hybrids, too.
I do not recommend anybody who's brand new playing a Wizard or a Druid. Or
never go with Druid.
But it makes it fun though, because then you get to mess up and have experiences.
Spellcasting is complicated, and you're very squishy and will die fast.
Yeah, when you're level 1 and your hit points are 1d4, you're gonna die.
The only reason I don't recommend it, unless you really, really want to get into the game and just dive in head first, is because spellcasting is complicated. So you have to get into your spell slots and how many spells and prepping your spells. So wizards get the spell book, which lets them have a bunch of spells, but every day you have to pick which spells you have prepared, and so you can only cast those spells, and you can only cast a certain number of them based on the spell slots and what level that you're at.
Yeah, so you got to know ahead of time what you get for your spells.
I do like planning, but I wouldn't want to do that straight off the bat. That sounds really intense.
It really is.
I tend to recommend players do not play wizards, druids, or bards on their first time.
How should you go for a ranger? They have some casting ability, don't they?
Rangers have some casting. Clerics are good starting characters.
A lot of
they have some casting. Paladins, you could do sorcerers aren't so bad because you pick your spells and you know your spells, and then there you go. You don't have to pick.
What happened to illusionists? They don't have illusionists any longer.
Well, not. You could be a wizard who does illusion magic.
No, they used to have an actual illusionist class.
Yes.
There's also no, they just don't have the classes set up that way anymore.
I don't think that they've had a class called illusionist since AD&D, Steve.
You had to go there, man, didn't you?
You could go a fighter and play an Eldritch Knight, and so you can be a fighter who casts the magic.
Helios, did you see my tweet when I had said that the last time I had a booty call with somebody, I was on dial-up? Rotary? I had a rotary then?
Yeah.
And I got turned down?
You could do the road.
I was gonna make a joke about Thomas Edison, but I was fine. I thought that was a bit cruel.
The arcane trickster.
I don't know. He has some wireless. Well, no, he didn't really have any wireless stuff. He recorded this thing on a.
No.
Yeah. Either way, I still would have got turned down. But thank you.
Actually, if you want to play a really psionic-based kind of character, you can play a bard.
Well, whatever happened to psiops? The psionics.
Psionics aren't. They're not in the main book anymore, but their spells are there.
Yeah, they were added in with an
I've got a child. Hang on, I got to mute.
No, scions were added in later on. It wasn't part of the original series. It was an expanded psionic handbook.
The core book doesn't have psions in them, but because you've still got Mind Spike and charms and all that good shit, if you play a bard, you can just play a bard and flavor it as a scion.
Do they have Mind Flay?
Mind Flayers?
No, Mind Flay used to be a spell too. Wasn't
Mind Flay. Let me double check.
I don't care. I want to play.
Minor illusion, major illusion, modified memory.
What alignment should she have?
Mind blank.
Christina, do you want to be?
I try not to worry too much about alignments in 5th and 4th edition, because 5th edition kind of sort of removed alignments for the most part. They don't really matter too much. I like to use them as a DM, but not every DM does. So
I like alignments.
You can take or leave alignments. They're important for some characters. They're important for paladins and for clerics.
Well,
but for everybody else,
there's no other choice for a paladin but lawful good unless they've changed that to all to hell.
Oh, they've changed that.
They screw up that. That's like the one thing that was a constant.
You can be a paladin and be.
Well, I guess it'd be lawful evil too, paladin. But I mean, what's the hell is a chaotic neutral paladin?
It's a paladin that worships a god that is chaotic neutral.
That's stupid.
I'm pretty chaotic.
This is why you should not worship gods. See this?
There are really
Leeches illogical and
thank you.
Now I need to check which gods are actually chaotic neutral. Hold on, because like where would that
argument
fall?
For atheism? Only lawful evil or lawful good for paladin.
It's Melora. Everything's Melora. Let me check.
I think Olitamara is chaotic neutral still.
Let me just. I want to check the planes because that'll give me a better idea. I mean, I guess Sigil maybe would call it that.
I think Sigil is just straight neutral.
Oh yeah, I guess Sigil would be neutral. Wouldn't be in the inner planes. It'd be the outer planes that I'm looking for. Maybe the Feywild would be considered chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head off, Steve.
See you.
All right.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, folks. Thanks, Steve, for
be safe
for the rum and coke night.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll be wrapping this.
Half April for
next time.
I gotta eat
or second,
depending
depending on your time zone and latitude.
All right, we'll get some kind of D&D game going. We'll do it on
we talk about this every time.
Your channel, eventually on the GDC channel. If I have an online game, I'll put it on the GDC channel. I know somebody wanted me to do Kerbal. They mentioned that earlier. I did play Kerbal the other day. Forgot so much about that game, but Kerbal Space Program is one fun game. I'm not going to front. If you want,
it is fun.
Landon, Landon and I should do because I did a stream with astrophysicist Dr. John Kroon, Dr. John Kroon. And
I love Dr. John.
It worked out really well. But can you imagine being Landon played like?
Yeah, it would be fun.
Have you?
I like to go to the outer planet, but it takes what? Yeah, I've played it.
D&D.
I was doing the missions.
Because I mean, I have. Do you use the engineering guidebook handbook add-on thingy where it tells you the delta V and everything you kind of need? It's a cheat, but it helps a lot. It basically tells you what your rocket's going to be because in order to get to certain planets or moons, you really got to multi-stage and know what delta V you're going to need, or delta V for what you're going to need for each thing, and it gets really complicated really quickly, but it's fun. Yeah. It's fun in your head to go, okay, I want to have this burn for this long to get to this apogee to have this intercept. That's orbital mechanics in a nutshell. Yes, it's a simplified version, but it's pretty legit, man.
Yeah.
The first time you went to the moon and back, that's an accomplishment.
Real style problems. So yeah.
What's the furthest? Have you gone to all the planets? Have you been there before? Because those are hard. Some of them are like Jovian are impossible. You cheated.
I'm going to be a parent.
I calculated and used computers. I mean, I didn't use it, but basically I did my own calculations to figure out what I needed.
No, it's not cool, man. You cheated.
Okay,
I don't have that skill set, so I gotta get.
That's not cheating.
Some of those moves are impossible to get to. You've got to have like these weird delta V's with these super multi-staging nonsense.
There's 3.
Yeah.
Do you play Kerbal, Josh?
Goodbye.
No. Try oxygen not included. Both of you. You want to do something on stream, try oxygen not included. Guaranteed. There are 3 chaotic neutral planes of existence. So there's 3 spaces where there could be gods that are chaotic neutral. Ysgard, Limbo, and Pandemonium.
No, I remember Pandemonium, and I know this could be gods that paladins can pray to get power. But the thing is that the original set that paladins had to be lawful good, then he allowed for lawful evil.
Yeah, no, they changed that. But not only do paladins not have to pray to a god anymore, paladins, if they believe hard enough in something, create
their own
either gods or are powered by because paladins are powered by their belief. So it could be anything. So if there's enough of them, and if there's enough of them together believing, they will create a god. But clerics do not operate the same way. Well, or atheists.
You won.
You could believe hard enough that there are no gods in the D&D world and grant yourself godlike powers and say, see, there is no gods. It's not a real god granting you power. See, I can do that too. The only thing that they can't get is they can't get clerics, because clerics actually have to be gifted divine power. And
they work through
what's one of the fun things about the Abyss, right? Or sorry, not the Abyss, the Nine Hells. Asmodeus is a god, but
wait, Asmodeus was a demon.
Devils,
or devil. Yeah, he was an archdevil.
Right, he's a devil, but he's a god. He's powerful enough as an archdevil to grant powers. So he is a strong enough archdemon to be a god, and there's enough people that believe in him and worship him that he has obtained god status.
So was Baal an archdemon god too?
No, he's ruler of the first layer of
but he was an archdemon.
But not Asmodeus level.
Well, I think
he's only ruler of the first layer.
Was the overall arching ruler of demonic.
Well, yeah, he's the lord of the nine. So there's the 9 demon lords, and so he's the lord of the 9.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Cheshire knew physics like she knows D&D? She'd be like Lawrence Krauss, man.
There's the 8 layers of hell, and Baal is the first layer, who rules the first layer, and he's considered the weakest, but he's actually currently, I think, out of favor with Asmodeus, so somebody else is there right now, and depending on what lore you follow, Tiamat is actually entrapped.
Tiamat was a god dragon.
She's the 7-headed.
Dr. Pi asked, could you create a god of atheism? Yes, Spinoza.
Yes.
The correct answer is Spinoza.
And in D&D terms, you could have a god of non-belief. It would just be I've played around with creating a cult of atheists in D&D, because like the gods clearly exist, so they're clearly wrong, but they just wouldn't be able to have clerics. Also, the rule generally for clerics or for paladins is you're allowed to be 1 alignment away from your god, but you're not allowed to be more than 1 away. So you could worship a lawful good god and be neutral good as a person, and you would still be able to be granted powers by that god. But if you were chaotic good, you wouldn't be able to worship a lawful good god, or that god would not be able to grant you power, or would not be willing to grant you power.
It's one step either way. So like if your god was lawful good, you could be lawful neutral or neutral good. Which, ironically, makes it so that if you have a true neutral god like Bacchus, you can be anything.
Pretty much.
I remember, when it comes to Baal, I know a lot of people, at least when you actually read the original language, a lot of people missay it, or they shorten it, really, to say Baal.
Mm-hmm.
But reality, it's actually 2 words. It's Baal.
Baal, yeah. Well, anyways, now that I'm sufficiently buzzed, I got to find somebody to drunk dial, because that's how it works, from what I understand.
Listen, just don't follow Fisty. He's the worst.
The cult of atheism, yes, that's what we're.
Mephistopheles.
I remember Mephistopheles. Well, Mephistopheles was.
Mephistopheles is the ruler of the 8th layer of hell, and he's the closest to Asmodeus in power, and so he's always trying to take Asmodeus's place, but Asmodeus is like, I snap my fingers and you show up, fuck you. Asmodeus is just beyond so there's actually a reason for that, but we can get into that another time if we're wrapping.
Yeah, because I gotta go find somebody to drunk dial. It's
awesome.
All right, well, thanks, folks.
I'll give you a hint. Asmodeus is actually a world serpent, but I'm not gonna tell you which one.
Well, there was 4 world serpents, weren't there?
There's 2.
Tiamat was one of them.
Nope. Tiamat is a break off of Io.
Tiamat was a world serpent.
No.
Whatever. You all suck.
Nope.
See, change sucks. Go back to the first edition.
Bahamut and Tiamat used to be the same being.
Yeah. And the black dragon.
And they're Io, which is not one of the world serpents. The world serpents are the ones that came before the gods.
So everybody that can do it, do a Jigglypuff. What is it? What's the thing? Colon, U-hole, colon. So if you remember, type that for us because it makes me feel good.
This is why I just made mine triggly. Yours is so complicated.
It's just simple. U-hole. U-hole. Oh, I can't do it. Wait. Hey, I did it. I did it. Yay!
Congrats.
Good job, Steve.
I'm so proud of myself. Steve done good.
Here's a cookie.
Good night, all. Good night, Landon.
Bye.
Night, everyone.